Welcome to episode 77 of the Pulse of Physiology. I'm your host, Dr. Jim Davis, and today we're beginning our exploration of the reproductive system. In this episode, we'll provide an overview of both the male and female reproductive systems, examine homologous structures, and introduce hormones that regulate reproduction. By the end of this episode, you'll have a solid foundation to build on the next few episodes as we explore gametogenesis and hormonal cycles. So let's get started. So we're going to start by identifying the major structures in each system. So let's start with the male reproductive system. The primary organ are testes, and the testes produce sperm and secrete testosterone. There are some accessory structures in the male reproductive system, such as the epididymis, the vas deferens, seminal vesicles, the prostate gland, the bulbourethral glands, and the penis. Then there's the female reproductive system. The primary organ here are the ovaries. The ovaries produce oocytes and secrete estrogen and progesterone. Accessory structures of the female reproductive system include the uterine tubes, which are also known as the fallopian tubes, the uterus, the cervix, the vagina, the vulva, and mammary glands. Now, some male and female reproductive structures are homologous, meaning they arise from the same embryonic tissue. For example, the testes and ovaries are both gonads which produce gametes and hormones. The penis and clitoris both contain erectile tissue. And the scrotum and labia majora both are protective external folds of the reproductive system. Now, understanding these parallels helps highlight how reproductive systems are both distinct and interconnected. Hormones coordinate and regulate reproductive function in both sexes, and so here's a quick rundown. So there's gonadotropin-releasing hormone, which is released from the hypothalamus, and it stimulates the anterior pituitary to release FSH and LH, or follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Follicle-stimulating hormone from the anterior pituitary stimulates sperm production in males and promotes follicle development in females. Luteinizing hormone, which also comes from the anterior pituitary, stimulates testosterone production in males, and it triggers the release of estrogen as well as ovulation and the form of the corpus luteum in females. Testosterone is produced by interstitial cells, also known as Leydig cells, in the testes, and this hormone supports spermatogenesis and the development of secondary sex characteristics. Estrogen and progesterone produced primarily by females, although it's important to know that both males and females produce testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. Well, estrogen and progesterone in females is produced primarily by the ovaries. And their job is to regulate the menstrual cycle, support pregnancy, and promote secondary sex characteristics. Finally, there's inhibin. Inhibin is secreted by sustentacular, or Sertoli cells, in males and granulosa cells in females. Inhibin inhibits, hence the name, the secretion of follicle-stimulating hormone to help regulate gamete production. So, to summarize, the testes and ovaries are the primary reproductive organs which are responsible for gamete and hormone production. Accessory structures assist in transport, fertilization, and support of offspring. Many structures are homologous between sexes. A hormonal feedback loop involving GnRH, FSH, LH, and sex hormones maintains reproductive function in both males and females. So that's it for episode 77 of the Pulse of Physiology. Next time in episode 78, we'll focus on the process of spermatogenesis and how hormones regulate sperm production. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and stay curious.